Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in your life when you've got to shut out the noise. You've got to silence the opinions, mute the doubts, and shut down the distractions. Because every day that passes while you're drifting is another day stolen from the dream you once held so close. You didn't come this far to just stop. You didn't cry all those tears, fight through all that pain, and pray through all those nights just to give up now. Distractions are everywhere, from the glowing screens to the voices telling you it's okay to settle. But you didn't start this journey to settle. You started because something inside you said, there is more. And guess what? There is more. But it won't come easy. It won't come while you're scrolling, hesitating, or comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You've got to lock in, recommit, refocus, reignite that fire. You started this because you believed in something. You believed in YOU. So now, stop being distracted and remember why you started. Your future is counting on you. Your purpose is calling you. Your legacy is waiting for you. Don't let temporary distractions cause permanent regret. Rise, refocus, and run after your destiny with everything you've got. Because the only thing standing between you and what you truly desire is your decision to stay focused. In today's world, noise is no longer just what you hear. It's what you see, scroll, absorb, and react to. It's the constant notifications, endless opinions, trending videos, and the overwhelming flood of content trying to hijack your focus. Every single moment, we are surrounded by distractions designed to pull us away from our calling. The noise isn't always loud, but it's persistent. And if you're not careful, it will quietly pull you off track before you even realize you've drifted. You must protect your attention like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your future lives in what you choose to focus on. The truth is, some people are not failing because they're lazy. They're failing because they're too distracted. They've allowed the world to dictate their rhythm. They've given their time, energy, and attention to everything except their purpose. They spend hours watching someone else live their dream instead of putting in the time to build their own. And they wonder why progress feels so slow, why clarity feels so distant. The answer is simple. You can't hear your inner voice when you're tuned into everyone else's. To eliminate the noise, you've got to be intentional. That means setting boundaries with your time, your space, and your mind. Turn off the phone when it's time to grind. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel less than. Say no to the distractions disguised as opportunities. Create an environment where focus can flourish, where your goals are staring you in the face every day, and mediocrity has no seat at the table. This is not about being rude or cutting people off. It's about being ruthless with your growth. Because when your dreams are on the line, you can't afford to be polite with distractions. Understand this. The noise doesn't stop on its own. You have to make a decision, a conscious choice to tune out the world and tune in to your mission. You have to stop feeding your mind junk and start nourishing it with vision. You have to stop reacting and start building. There's a voice in you that knows exactly what you're called to do, but it's being drowned out by the chaos around you. If you're serious about where you're going, the first step is to turn down the volume on everything that's not aligned with your vision. There was a moment, a decision point, when you said, "I'm going to do this." That moment didn't come from comfort. It came from conviction. Something stirred inside you. Maybe it was the pain of your past, a glimpse of your potential, or a vision of the life you knew you were meant to live. That was your why. That fire didn't come from the outside. It came from your soul. But somewhere along the way, life got loud, things got heavy, and you started to forget why you started in the first place. You didn't lose your ability. You just lost your connection to your purpose. When you reconnect with your why, you unlock a level of energy, clarity, and resilience that distractions can't compete with. You stop looking for motivation and start moving with intention. You don't need hype. You need to remember. Remember the tears you wiped while telling yourself you wouldn't quit. Remember the people depending on your success. Remember the version of you that was bold enough to believe something greater was possible. That memory, that fuel, is what you need to bring back to the front of your mind. Because when your why is strong enough, your how will reveal itself. Your why is not about applause or attention. It's not about proving others wrong. It's about becoming who you were meant to be. It's about fulfilling a promise you made to yourself, and maybe even to the people who didn't believe in you. That why is sacred. It's personal. It's emotional. And if you let it, it will carry you through every obstacle, every setback, every delay. But the moment you disconnect from it, you'll start chasing approval instead of purpose. You'll start drifting. You'll start settling for the temporary instead of staying rooted in the eternal. So pause for a moment. Look in the mirror, not to judge, but to remember. Who were you when you began? What did you say to yourself when you made the commitment? What dream kept you up at night? What vision made your heart race? That was real. That's still real. You don't need to start over. You just need to reconnect. Get quiet. Go within and find that fire again, because everything you're fighting for started with a reason. and that reason is still worth it. Comparison is the thief of focus, energy, and self-worth. In a world where everyone's highlight reel is on display, it's easy to start believing you're falling behind. You scroll through social media and see people winning. New houses, new cars, vacations, accolades, and suddenly your own journey feels small. But what you don't see are the tears behind their smiles, the setbacks behind their success, the nights they thought about giving up. You are not behind. You're on your path, and your path has nothing to do with anyone else's timeline. The danger in comparison is that it distracts you from your own calling. You start questioning your pace, doubting your process, and even resenting your progress. You forget that you were chosen for something unique, something only you can do, in your way, in your time. Your purpose is not a race. It's a revelation, and it unfolds one step at a time. You don't need to measure your success with someone else's ruler. You need to stay rooted in your mission and trust that what you're building has value. Even if it's not going viral, trending, or gaining likes right now. Greatness is not loud in the beginning. It's often silent. It's built in the dark, in unseen hours, quiet sacrifice, and silent battles. And if you get caught up watching someone else, you'll miss what you're supposed to be becoming. Their journey is not your standard. Their timeline is not your deadline. You don't know what they gave up, what they compromised, or what they're struggling with behind the scenes. Your job is not to match their progress. Your job is to maximize your potential. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Keep watering your own garden. The fruit will come. You must remind yourself daily, your value is not in what others are doing. It's in who you're becoming. The real measure of progress isn't comparison. It's consistency. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you showing up? Then you're not behind. You're becoming. Let others inspire you, but never let them define you. You don't need to be like them. You need to be fully you. Focused, grounded, and committed to your lane. Because your destiny won't be found in someone else's story. It's buried inside your own. There will be days when you won't feel like showing up. Days when your mind says, just rest. When your body says, I'm tired. And when your emotions whisper, what's the point? But success doesn't answer to how you feel. It answers to what you do. You can't build a powerful future on unstable emotions. If you only act when you feel like it, you'll never get far. Because feelings are fleeting, but discipline is foundation. Discipline says, I don't need to feel ready. I choose to be ready. Too many people are led by mood instead of mission. They start with fire, but quit when things get uncomfortable. They wait for motivation instead of building momentum. But here's the truth: discipline kicks in when motivation wears off. It's not about hype, it's about habit. It's about waking up, doing what needs to be done, and honoring your commitment. Not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's hard. Discipline is what separates those who wish from those who win. It's the daily decision to be loyal to your future, even when your present is painful. Your emotions can be liars. They'll tell you that progress is pointless, that no one cares, that you're wasting your time. But discipline doesn't listen to doubt. It listens to purpose. When you train yourself to act regardless of how you feel, you take back your power. You no longer need ideal conditions or perfect moods. You just need a reason and a routine. You'll find that when you lead with discipline, the feelings eventually catch up. Momentum is built by action, not emotion. So keep moving forward. Keep showing up. Even small steps taken in discipline can carry you to places feelings never could. This is about character. Discipline says, I made a promise to myself, and I'm going to keep it. It teaches you self-respect. It strengthens your spirit. It creates habits that outlast hardship. Emotion says, I'll try. Discipline says, I must. One is rooted in comfort, the other in conviction. If you want to reach the next level in your life, if you want to break cycles, shift generations, and rise into your purpose, you must stop negotiating with your emotions and start leading with discipline. Focus is not just about productivity. It's about purpose. It's about locking in on the reason you were born and refusing to be pulled in 1,000 meaningless directions. Every time you get distracted, you're not just wasting time, you're wasting impact. Someone out there is waiting on the book you haven't written, the business you haven't built, the breakthrough you haven't activated. And the only thing keeping it from happening is lack of focus. Your legacy isn't built in random moments. It's built in intentional days, stacked on top of one another, with full commitment to the bigger picture. The people who change the world are not always the most talented. They're the most focused. They make the decision every day to keep their eyes on what matters most, even when it's not popular, even when it's not exciting. Focus is a form of love. Love for your mission. Love for your future family. Love for the people who will be changed because you stayed the course. You can't afford to be distracted when you're carrying something the world needs. You were born to make a mark, but that won't happen if you keep letting every little thing steal your attention. Your legacy is not some far-off dream. It's being written right now. In the quiet hours, in your private decisions, in the moments no one sees. One wasted week becomes one wasted month. One missed season becomes a missed decade. You must begin to see focus as sacred. Because every time you stay on task, every time you say no to what doesn't align, you're casting a vote for the life you're building and the impact you're leaving behind. Focus is not restrictive. It's liberating. It frees you from the chains of mediocrity and guides you toward a life that will echo after you're gone. Someone is going to read your story one day. Someone is going to live in the freedom you created. That child, that student, that stranger. They'll look back and say, because they stayed focused, I now believe it's possible. That's what legacy is. It's not just what you leave behind. It's what you ignite in others. But that flame can't spread if you keep letting distractions blow it out. Protect your focus like it's sacred. Because it is. Your future is tied to it. Your impact depends on it. And your legacy is being shaped by it. Whether you're aware of it or not. Pain is not the enemy. It's the evidence that you're stretching beyond what's comfortable into what's possible. Every breakthrough begins with discomfort. Every transformation is born through resistance. Growth hurts. Sacrifice stings. But you can't build strength without pressure. You can't grow wings without wind. Most people run from pain, numb it, avoid it, or let it convince them to quit. But those who understand its purpose know that pain is not a punishment. It's a process. It's not trying to stop you. It's trying to shape you. Think about it, the moments that matured you. The most weren't easy. The times you leveled up didn't happen when everything was smooth. They happened when life pushed you to your knees and forced you to decide. Will you fold or will you fight? Will you break down or will you break through? Pain introduces you to parts of yourself you didn't know existed. It forces you to confront weakness and build resilience. You may not enjoy it while you're in it, but you'll respect it once you grow from it. Because what hurt you also taught you. What stretched you also strengthened you. Stop waiting for life to be painless before you commit. That day will never come. There is purpose in your struggle. There is power in your scars. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour, it all adds weight to your story. And when you finally rise, you rise with depth, with wisdom, with fire. Pain refines your vision. It clarifies what matters and forces you to release what doesn't. It tears down your ego and strengthens your character. And most importantly, it prepares you to carry the blessings you've been asking for. So don't let the pain make you bitter. Let it make you better. Don't run from it. Learn from it. Lean into it. Use it. Because every champion you admire has one thing in common. They didn't avoid pain. They grew through it. They let it teach them. They let it sharpen them. They let it strip away the unnecessary, so only purpose remained. And now it's your turn. You don't need to be afraid of the pain. You need to understand it. Because the path to greatness is paved in discomfort. And if you can endure the pain, you will earn the progress. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You didn't endure the struggle, wipe the tears, silence the doubt, and fight through the darkness just to live distracted, disconnected, and defeated. Now is the time to remember who you are and why you started. Now is the time to tune out the noise, reconnect with your mission, stop comparing, and walk with unshakable discipline toward the life you said you wanted. Because your legacy is waiting. Because your breakthrough is waiting. Because someone is waiting on the strength you're building in this very moment. Yes, it will be painful. Yes, it will be lonely. Yes, it will test you in ways you never imagined. But the pain has a purpose. The fight has a finish line. And your future is too important to abandon now. So stand up, refocus, silence the noise, shut out the distractions, and remind the world and yourself exactly why you started. You were born for this. Now go finish it.